And welcome back to the Energized Combat Sports. Barry, what a weekend in combat sports this weekend.
Ross, tell us exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened,
man, please.
Katie Taylor became the undisputed lightweight champion. 5 belt Taylor is what they're calling her.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz Jr. in the most shocking thing that's happened since Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas.
I know.
2 fighters retired at UFC Stockholm this weekend. And then for next weekend, we have UFC 238. Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist, if you didn't know, is fighting to become the champ. Also announced today, Khabib Nurmagomedov is going to fight Dustin Poirier at UFC 242. If that's not action-packed, I don't know what is.
I don't know what it is either.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited am I?
You were so excited you totally forgot to introduce me. How's it going? First of all, if you're new to the Energized podcast,
welcome.
And if you're a returning Energized listener,
welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay, so Ross explained everything that happened over the weekend, but Katie Taylor, she's now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. She came home to Dublin today and was bombarded at Dublin Airport. Ross,
and rightfully so.
Ross, rightfully so. We were promoting her all week. She came through. Ross,
she blew up her Instagram.
She did, but people were saying this is a bit controversial going in. Myself and yourself were sort of like, it was close. It was obviously close. Like, I mean, when two world champs go head to head, it's very, very close. Look at Tyson Fury when he fought Deontay Wilder. Ross, what do you want to say about this? Because everyone knows Katie Taylor is like Ireland's most beloved athlete. And what do you have to say about this, Ross? Let's just call a spade here now. Come on.
For me, when I was watching the fight the first time, I was like, oh, maybe Katie's losing. But I thought I was more watching it because I've never seen Katie in such a competitive fight. I went back and watched it the following day, and I was like, you know what? Katie actually won. She was smarter with the boxing. I think it was more so in the last round, in the 10th round. I think Pursoon landed 28 punches in that last round, which was the most in the fight in any round for her. And I think a lot of people went, she won the last round, so therefore she won the fight. Yeah. And I think that was a big issue with people. As opposed to in the earlier rounds, Taylor fought smarter and she landed the much cleaner, crisper shots.
Okay.
I think just because Pursoon came forward quite a lot and made it appear that she was winning, but I don't think she actually did win the fight. I actually scored it 6-4 to Taylor.
Yeah. The judges' scorecards, one judge scored a 95-95, so a draw, and the other two judged it 96-94. Obviously, it was a very close fight. If you think about it now, a lot of people that actually watch the fights never really get that into it at the beginning, and then they get even more into it near the end, and then you almost forget what happened at the beginning. For instance, Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. Remember, we were watching, we were like, here, I think that was actually a draw, but lots of people were like, that was a robbery, but we were a bit like, I think that was actually a draw, man. But Katie Taylor came out the victor. I mean, like, for instance, I'm not going to be like biased and be like, here, look, certain people have gone against him. For instance, look at Mikey Conlan. Remember, he lost that fight in the Olympics there. And people were like, that was a robbery.
I think this fight was too close. You can't use the word robbery.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it was. Look, if you're from Belgium, you're sitting there going, Pursoon won. Like, all right, fair enough. Like, maybe you thought she did. Like, that's okay. Like, that's possible. The amount of MMA fights we've watched and we went, that person won. No, and it was like, that's what I thought. And then they didn't get their hand raised.
Both women put their heart and soul into that whole entire fight. You can't turn around and look at one of the fighters and blame them for winning or losing. I mean, like, come on. Like, it's not as if, like, Katie Taylor is one of, like, the biggest legends Ireland's ever had in the country. Like, you can't just be like, oh, blah, 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 what's she doing with all them belts? I saw some of them comments, and it's just like, what does she ever do to you, you absolute clownhead?
I think the real question now is Katie Taylor Ireland's greatest ever sports star? To me, I think the only answer is yes.
Yeah, I think...
better than Brian O'Driscoll is at rugby, better than Conor McGregor is at MMA, better than Roy Keane was at football. I think Katie Taylor's the best we've ever had.
Yeah, and won the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be well up for watching a rematch of this. Hopefully it happens in like Dublin so we get to see it.
Yeah.
Or because it would definitely sell out then.
I don't probably do the rematch on the next Joshua fight.
Yeah, well that's what I don't think it would sell out in Madison Square Garden, but maybe be on the next Anthony Joshua fight. But Katie Taylor, absolute legend. Myself and Ross were like so happy that she won. It was unreal, wasn't
definitely,
it? Yeah. But then we also
the main event of that night.
Yeah, but hold on, we also we want to see like a statue of her getting made, and supposedly that might be actually happening. But in the main event, obviously Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz Jr. Ross, before the fight actually happened, in the weigh-ins, Andy Ruiz Jr. was allowed to hold all the belts. This could be actually good omen for a future. People being like, "Can I hold the belts?" Because then you could end up lifting them at the end of the night.
I didn't actually see that. Did he ask Joshua, could he hold the belts?
Yeah.
And Joshua was like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he gave them to him.
Why would you ever do that?
Man, it was up in the story. What do you mean you didn't see it?
Like, I don't follow Andy Ruiz on social media.
No, our story.
That was after.
That was before, man.
I thought that was after.
At the weigh-ins. Okay, well, it happened anyway.
Okay.
Go on ahead anyway. Anthony Joshua lost.
Enough. Yeah, he did, yeah. There was actually... It was. I'm not going to say it was funny, but Anthony Joshua knocked Ruiz down very early in the fight. I think it was the third round. And as soon as he knocked him down, Joshua was like, brilliant. This is easy. Yeah. And then, like, stopped using all his smart defensive tactics and just thought he could just run through him.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, 1 knockdown, 2 knockdown, 3 knockdown, 4 knockdowns, and that was it. The rumour coming out of the fight now is that Anthony Joshua was knocked out in training and like his dad wanted him to put out of the fight. Yeah. What do you think of that?
What do you think? Do you think that's true?
Only because his dad said it, I think it probably is true, because I feel like his dad's not going to lie. I feel like his dad is his dad. He's not Eddie Hearn.
Something have to have happened. I don't believe that if these two fight 10 times that Andy Ruiz is going to win every time. Something happened. Something was off.
But I sort of want to know who was the fella who knocked him out in training.
Yeah. Man, this was a shock. It's going
to be very interesting to see what the odds are when they fight each other in the rematch.
Supposedly it's an agreed rematch to fight each other in England come the end of the year. But like, what the hell?
I wonder does it have to be in England?
People were
Ruiz has all the belts, man.
I know. People were taking the piss out of Ruiz. Ruiz was offered this fight, I think like 2 years ago for like 45 grand. And he turned it down. And now he has all the belts and he holds all the power.
Like, that rematch must be worth at least 10 mil to Ruiz.
I know. He's after setting himself up for the rest of his life. Fair play to him. I mean, unreal. But
also, he'll get like another payday after he fights Joshua again because he's got a name now.
Yeah. Do you think? Did you see the picture after? Like, in fairness, fair play to Anthony Joshua when he came out after. He just was an absolute model professional about this. But like, he put a picture up in the change room after, and there was like he had like 20 like people in his team. Do you think he has like too many? Like
too many.
That sounds like too many. I mean, Katie Taylor has what, about 5?
It's like 3.
Yeah, max. He had about 20.
6 including our family.
He probably needs to cut down on certain things.
Yeah, too many yes men, too many people in the corner, too much believing his own hype. Like getting the picture, being like, I'm going to break the Drake curse and all this sort of crack. That's a funny thing, isn't it? The Drake curse.
Do you know what? Right, Drake has photographs with everyone. Right, so obviously, whoever loses a fight or a game,
I'm pretty sure Drake has pictures where like both people are fighting at all times.
Yeah. So like, he's obviously going to be, he's just going to be that meme.
Yeah, I'm sure he's like, he puts up something like, good luck tonight, but like, take that down quick.
Yeah, very Drake, man.
Very Drake.
But look, by the way, to see him in the NBA playoffs, he's like just constantly on the screen as well.
Yeah, he's like in Steph Curry's face.
Yeah, he was wearing Steph Curry's dad's jersey, and then he was wearing like another top with Macaulay Culkin on the back, being like Kevin, as in like Kevin Durant. Where are you? It's crazy. He's so funny. But that's what sports does. It's crazy.
Yeah. It gets you emotional. It gets you passionate. It gets you involved.
It does.
That's what we love to see. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what are you expecting next? Do you think Anthony Joshua is going to take on Andy Ruiz again, or do you think Ruiz is going to go on a bit of a holiday?
I think so. Like, people there calling Anthony Joshua the $100 million fraud. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he'll be back.
Yeah, I think that fight's probably going to happen as soon as Joshua's fit. Yeah. I wouldn't even be surprised to see it happen in October. I think Joshua's like, he needs to rewrite the history books on that.
Well, maybe sometimes, like, look at the way, I'll just bring Conor McGregor into it. Remember, he lost against Nate Diaz, and then that spurred him on to go again.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, like no one ever achieved greatness without getting knocked back at one time, you know? So now all the doubters are going to doubt him. But, like, I can't see him losing against Andy Ruiz next time, given, like, he'll be, like, determined to win.
He also looked very tired in that fight, I thought. Which is, like...
He's carrying a lot of muscle.
Yeah, I think He could almost do it carrying a bit more fat and a little bit less muscle. Because I feel like he's so muscular that when he takes a body shot, he has nothing to absorb it.
Yeah. He is. Yeah, someone said that he's concentrating too much and looking good on Instagram than he is in the ring.
Yeah, well, like, I wouldn't disagree with it.
Yeah, but he's a great ambassador for the sport as well. So hopefully he turns things around. Eddie Hearn is definitely going to be like, oh shit.
Eddie Hearn. He just makes me laugh, that fella.
Oh yeah, he's so funny, isn't he?
Yeah. He was like, this is a 50-50 fight. And I was like, it isn't his whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like it was in the end.
No, it looked like it was like 80-20 for Ruiz.
Yeah.
But let us know what you thought of the fight. And
do you want to see the rematch?
Do you want to see the rematch? Yeah. But we're going to move into the world of mixed martial arts, Ross. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start off. Obviously, we're going to get to Khabib against Poirier, but we're just going to run through a couple of quick things. As Ross said, over the weekend, Anthony Smith defeated Alexander Gustafsson in Sweden, and Gustafsson hung up the gloves. Ross, are you surprised?
Look, he said before the fight, if he can't beat Anthony Smith, he can't get to the top. And if he can't get to the top, what's the point of being in the sport anymore? I think he's recently become a father as well. And if he's made enough money, I have no problem with him hanging up. I don't think he needs to hang up the gloves. I think he can easily compete in that division. But we'll see where he goes from here. I don't believe it's the last time we've ever seen him.
Excuse me.
There's something about MMA fighters that like they never actually retire, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking. It's such an emotional sport that I feel like once you can lose, you can be like, oh, here, that's the end of it. But then, for instance, Uriah Faber came back. You know what I mean? Never say never, as Justin Bieber once said.
I look at the landscape of that light heavyweight division. If John Jones moves up to heavyweight, like Gustafsson's 2 wins away from fighting for the title again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then Jimmy Manuwa lost by KO against Alexander Rakic by a head kick.
Yeah,
that was shocking. Jimmy Manuwa has now hung up the gloves as well. Ross,
in fairness, I don't blame him. I'd hang up the gloves after that head kick. He was knocked into next week.
Yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it.
Also, Jimmy Manuwa was like 36 as well, so like,
yeah,
it's about time.
Yeah, it is about time. Yeah, and then SPG's own Makwan Amirkhani won against Chris Fishy Fishgold by submission in the second round. Ross.
Solid win for Makwan, no?
That's the first time someone from SPG has won in a long time, man.
Yeah,
in the UFC, sorry.
Big fan of Makwan. Fair play to him for getting the job done. Chris Fishgold is like one of the top European talents. I think he was 18-2 going into that fight. So like that's a solid record to have going into the fight. And I think he had 11 or so submissions. So for Makwan to get a sub against him, very impressive.
Yeah. And then
on the Makwan.
And then it was announced today Khabib Nurmagomedov is going to defend his UFC lightweight title against Dustin the Diamond Poirier in UFC 242 in Abu Dhabi. Ross, man, this blew up today.
Yeah.
Let me know your thoughts, bro, because this is. What do you think about this? Because obviously people were sort of thinking, will Conor come back? What do you think, man?
The only unfortunate part about it is every time UFC has ever gone to Abu Dhabi, like the cards have actually been terrible in the end.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, it was UFC Abu Dhabi when Anderson Silva fought Damian Maia. That was no good. And when BJ Penn fought Frank Edgar the second time, which I also didn't think was that great.
Okay.
So, look, anytime Khabib fights, it's always entertaining because he sort of like pins you behind your hands behind your back and, as he says, smashes people. I don't think there's ever been a more accurate description for anyone than Khabib smashing someone, but that's what he does, and it's great to have him back.
Yeah, I agree. It is good to see Khabib back. Like after it's going to be nearly a year since he last fought Conor. But what are you sort of expecting here? Because obviously, because Andy Ruiz won over the weekend, that
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Khabib in mixed martial arts, you have. Khabib can take him down to his realm, and I think that's where he'll get the job done.
Yeah, most people are thinking that as well. But we'll just take a quick look.
We'll scoot over in that lightweight division for UFC 238. And we'll start off with Tony Ferguson versus Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson's taking on Donald Cowboy Cerrone this weekend. Ross, what's the predictions here?
I'm going to say Tony Ferguson. But I think if he ever gets a chance to catch Cowboy, now's his chance.
Yeah.
Catch him, strike while the iron's hot. Tony Ferguson's been out for a while, a few personal problems.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Hopefully Tony Ferguson's back to 100% mental and physical health. Valentina Shevchenko is taking on Jessica Oi for the women's flyweight title. Ross?
No one beats Valentina in that flyweight division.
Bullet.
Not anytime soon.
The Bullet. And then in the main event, Henry Cejudo is taking on Marlon Moraes.
For me, Henry Cejudo, we look too good against TJ Dillashaw, and I think he has more tools than Moraes has. So I'm going to say Henry Cejudo, get the job done.
On the ground?
I think he'll win decision. I think he'll out-wrestle him for the 5 rounds, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be the most exciting matchup.
So we're going for a double and still in Chicago this weekend.
So who will be on now?
The champ. Yeah, Jesus, yeah. But that's all the action that's going down this weekend. Next weekend, Bellator is back in New York. Let us know who you're back in this weekend. Make sure to subscribe, give us a like, and as always,
stay energized.